for you. Okay. So, and then I'll send it to everyone. Yeah, just this part, not our sharing part. Okay. So the 2024 energies of immersing in the beauty of unconditional love. That immersion is a baptism. So into those deeper levels of awareness of that we carry as a soul. So as a being of intelligence and light, we're electromagnetic energy. We can't be created. We can't be destroyed. They're actually proving and showing that our physical bodies, our light bodies, everything is made up of stardust. So we are as old as the universe.
Yes.
Our universe is this tiny, tiny speck in all of the universes. So we can actually start referring to the multi-universe because we're not even limited to this universe. So it gets mind-boggling as we go out, but we are made up of all those energies from all those stars, and that has coalesced into this physical matter. So, but we're still vibration, we're still frequency. So this immersion is immersing ourselves into spirit. So whenever actually we talk about in journeys and dreams with the water element, that is holding the energy of light, of spirit. So we know light can be particles and it can be waves. So water is the part of light that's in waves. That's one way to think about it. Yeah. But I love how if we expect to see particles, we'll see particles. If we expect to see waves, we'll see waves. So we are an intrinsic part of the whole co-creation because as we observe life, it changes life. So this immersion is recognizing the beauty of that unconditional field and remembering how to live in that field for ourselves. So it's taking off all the conditions that we have put on ourselves. We're too this, we're too that, we're not enough of this. All of that is bye-bye time. Like it is totally obsolete, totally tripping us up. As a world, we do not need it. So the way that we are assisting in world healing is by clearing out all of these conditions that we have put on ourselves, having to do with our intelligence, our capabilities, our bodies, our minds, our the way that we move through life, right? All those conditions, those parameters, those ways that we learn to rein ourselves in or keep that internal referee going, calling all the plays. Oh, that was out of bounds. Yeah, because when I was told I was too loud, my initial reaction was, oh, I was out of bounds. Like, I'm interfering. I'm doing this and that. Like, it was like a whistle being called, and timeout, game stops, like, okay, penalty, right? Those are the conditions we're talking about. And then I was like, wait a minute, actually, I kind of like that. That was too loud. I kind of like it, yeah. So these are, but in the beginning, it didn't feel good though. So I had to stretch myself because it was the first time like somebody else had actually called me out on that in a long time, like maybe when I was a kid, but not as an adult. And anyway, so we do that to ourselves all the time. We're always monitoring ourselves. So that's what this year is about, is moving from monitoring ourselves of seeing whether we're meeting all those conditions and how well we're meeting them, into just simply being connected. Connected to life. So unconditional love is an action. We know love is an action, it's not a feeling. And this is where sometimes we get tripped up between compassion and empathy and love, but we know love is an action. That is the vibration of love. It is when we move into action of connection, we are in love. We are in the field of love. So anything that disconnects us, keeps us separate, keeps that illusion of separation alive, is part of the conditioned love. I love you if you do this. I love myself if I weigh a certain number on the scale, or fit into a certain size, or look a certain way, or can run a mile, or all those things that we fall, all those traps that we fall into. Or if I could just solve those bloody crossword puzzles. Yeah, all those ways that we fall into all that. So we know it is about comparison. It's about compartmentalizing. Okay, I'm good at this, but I'm not good at that. So I need to improve here. And that learning lesson was to show me this. No, we are these incredible, alive, beautiful beings that are expressing life in the best way we know how in every moment. And so by taking those conditions off of us, like, we don't even know what that level of freedom feels like. We've had glimpses of it. We've all had glimpses of it. But to actually live every day like that and have people around us supporting us like that, like, we don't actually know what that is. But we have to start with ourselves. Now, when we start with ourselves like this, and we start moving beyond those parameters and really moving into that level of pure connection, to where no matter what other people are doing or saying, not doing, not saying, we are able to stay in connection with ourselves and with life. Once we get to where we're getting a handle on that, because some of us, we've been working on this for a while, right? Like, this is not brand new. We've been working on all this. But then what happens is the universe likes to have other people show up in our life to have us go, oh, are you sure you know how to do that? Are you sure you can hold that energy? Are you sure you want to stay, in that level of connection? So, and that's okay. That's okay. So just know that there'll be externals that will show up as we're on this journey. And it's okay if we stumble, if we flail around, if we forget. But that is what ceremony's for. That's what community is for, is to remind each other that we are these beings of light and intelligence, that we have quantum entanglement with one another. So every time I stay in my integrity, in my coherent radiance, it helps every being in the multiverse do the same. That's quantum entanglement. So just knowing that gives us an added level of power and awareness that, yes, we're doing this for ourselves, and everyone else is benefiting from it as well. So those times when we forget and we are in our worry and our fear, we're also entangled with everyone and helping keep that vibration alive as well. So right now, that still has a pretty firm grip on the planet. All that fear, all that scarcity, all that separation. But there are enough of us on the planet, and it's just shifted. Like, there's no way that it can stay the same. So all these actors on our world stage that are doing all these things to try to keep that all, there, they can try all they want, and we don't know how long it will take, but it's not sustainable. It's not going to be able to keep being perpetuated. It is shifting. And I'm very hopeful about it. And I really saw how there's a greater number of people speaking out and saying, just for instance, with what's going on with Israel and Palestine, you're not right, you're not right. Both of you need to clean up your acts because it is not okay for children and women and innocents to be your pawns. More people than ever on our planet have come to that realization. And what is that realization? We're not buying into either duality. We're not taking sides. You both need to clean up your act, because what you're both doing is not okay. So that's what's giving me hope, that there is a shift happening. And yes, it can be seen as pretty small or minuscule, but it's, as long as we keep moving in that direction, that's where we want to be. So how do we perpetuate those dualities within ourselves, where we have to take sides within ourselves? That's when we're out of integrity with that field of unconditional love. And then whatever awareness comes, and what we go out in nature, we go swim with turtles, we go hiking in the mountains, we visit sacred sites together, we sit in circle together, we meet with a friend for coffee, and we share about all the beautiful things that are happening in our lives. We're part of the dream circle. We're dreaming in our heart's desire in a very intentional way. Those are all ways that we're learning how to stay in that field of unconditional love. So sea turtle is our totem. Sea turtle stepped up and said, yes, I will help with this baptism. Yeah. So sea turtle can carry us down to the sea floor. So it's not real deep. A lot of the sea turtles, yeah, they can swim down, but most of them eat, the ones I'm thinking of, the green turtles, they eat the grasses. That's why they're green, which grow on the seabed floor. So, but they take us down to that level where we can feed ourselves, where we can be nourished. And this is the baptism that we're talking about. This level of immersion into spirit, into our true nature. And then we're also working with aventurine, and that gem, that stone being, holds the vibration of keeping our heart space open and healed. So we've all had wounds happen within that heart space that have closed it down. We're not trusting, we've been betrayed, we've been hurt. And aventurine can help us open that heart space, keep it open, keep it expanded. Because from that level of expansion is when we remember how to be in this field of unconditional love. So that's a little bit of what I've been learning and hearing about for the energies of 2024. I would love to hear, many of you have been sitting with this for a little while. Does anyone else have anything to share that's been coming to them of what this vibration, this frequency of immersing ourselves in the beauty of this field of unconditional love is all about for 2024? Does anyone have anything else they want to share for all of us to learn from? Okay, Teresa?
Um, so my feeling into the year is that it's really critical for us to do this, because when we go into the realm of heart healing, I think there's going to be a lot of people feeling this that are not quite so conscious, and they may go into I think there's going to be a raise, like you say, in the, we know the beauty, but a lot of people have forgotten. And I think there's going to be a lot more kickback in terms of people projecting and blaming as that's rising out. So the more that we can stabilize our fields with the remembering and doing what brings us joy, and keeping connected to people that help us, that's I think that's exactly what I've been feeling anyways, is because with heart healing there is a lot of wound that as a collective, not and an individual, if we're men or women or whatever, so I feel there's going to be a real rise in that, and our mind spaces is that mastery as well of keeping in the heart to stabilize ourselves in all layers. So
Okay, thank you. Yes, and really helping people to understand more what they are feeling is really helpful. But one thing you said, Teresa, sparked part of this also is moving away from objectifying ourselves, right? So that's part of that living with conditions, is viewing ourselves or others as objects. And then it's okay that we're exploited. It's okay that we're used. It's okay for others to be exploited or used, or resources of Mother Earth to be exploited and used. So if we're looking at ourselves or others as an object, and so of course, how can we stay connected to ourselves and others if we're looking at ourselves and other people as objects? So moving out of that into relationship. Yes. Yes. And really following our heart in all of that. And it'll just be our natural inclination to go, well, wait a minute. No, I want to get to know that person. I want to extend myself to that person, or in this situation, and just be myself, but to be that, maybe the first one who breaks the ice, and so that other people then are freer to jump in and go, oh yes, thank you, yeah, just because my language is different, or my skin color is different, or where I was born is different, my customs are different, doesn't mean that we have to feel that separation or not have that level of engagement that is possible. Okay, Liliana?
Two things. One is that we're all made of have masculine and feminine energies, and even within ourselves, even if we are in a female body, many of us have downplayed our feminine energies. So bring it into balance, both energies. And so that is one way to look at ourselves and really understand those energies, and bring in more into harmony. And so in that same way, being in touch with our erotic and sensual selves. And so feeling those energies, accepting them, and that it's not necessarily with a partner, but within ourselves, and that there are so many senses that we have, that we take in energy from and enjoy every moment of that. Seeing, smelling, taking the time to really engage with life and be grateful for every moment.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Whew. Luz Vamenda.
When I think about unconditional love, I'm the idea of perfection and just being okay with that mistake was, or viewing things not as a mistake, but that's the way it was to be, and embracing that. That's what I hear and feel.
Beautiful. Yes. 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 So what would our world look like if we didn't have that word mistake in our vocabulary? Did you want to say something else? No. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've kind of updated ourselves, right, to say, okay, that's a learning lesson. But sometimes we still feel guilty or remorseful about that learning lesson. And so you're talking about moving even beyond that into just acceptance, right? Of that's the way it is. And it's okay. We're not going to dwell about it. Let's just move on. It would be like, okay, yes, I stepped on that person's toes dancing, but the whole dance doesn't stop, right? So everybody points their finger, you stepped on a toe. No, it's, oh, I stepped on their toe. Okay, I'm gonna not do that again. Yeah. Okay, good. Anyone else? Okay, yeah, Lisa, and then Diane.
Well, I was thinking about how turtle is symbol of the Earth Mother, and I was thinking how my power comes from connection with the Earth and the power and I guess compassion that the Earth has for all beings, and that I could have that power of compassion for myself first. As you were talking about, we're starting with ourselves.
Yes.
I was just thinking of how I'm excited that it's sea turtle, and because just to me that whole earth connection is just so powerful.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Diane.
Okay, here I am. Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. Something that has happened to me this past year, which crept up on me, was I became enthralled with the pictures from the James S. Webb telescope, outer space telescope. I mean, and I keep, it's like I keep them with me at all times, and when it and the connection with other people, it really came clear when I went to Niagara Falls with Robin. And I mean, this water that was there, this is connected to all the water in the earth. And figure it, having that within me, it just struck me very strong. And now moving into the cosmos, it's like we are so connected to that. And what that has done has helped me, I mean, realizing that we are all of this same particle and light and waves is helped me to heal situations within my family that I thought were not able to heal, because there was such a sliver of ice in my heart. I thought that would, how do I ever get past that? And it like helped with acceptance and helped with looking at these amazing pictures that are just part of us. When I look at them, it's like home, it's and that's hard to describe to to a person that, when I look at pictures of the stars, it's like that's where my home is. It's like looking at Ireland or Scotland, where my ancestors came from. It's like that is home. So that's been really tremendous for me, and I still do that. I'm in the middle of something going on within my family right now that's grieving and potentially very painful. And what I do is I stop and I look at pictures of the cosmos, and I just go, centers it down. It seems so minuscule, and it just brings me great joy. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Yeah. It gets us back into that big picture of who we are and where we've come from and what we're capable of and how powerful we are. And woo, yeah. So that reminds me too of one thing that I wanted to share, in when we're objectifying, like we've been doing that on the planet for the last couple 100,000 years, and it's all about white light, right? Reflected light, starlight, sunlight, but those are objects. And when we talk about dark matter, dark energy, black light, which is the shamanic term, we're talking about the fabric of the cosmos that holds everything together. And it is relational. And that's why we're moving away from objectifying ourselves into being in a healed relationship with ourselves. So looking at the cosmos, yes, you are seeing the totality of that, right? Not just the objects that are lighting up in that sky, but the whole sky, all of it, and that field of black light that holds everything together. So black light is the light you can only see in the dark. Right, it's the light that is phosphorescent, it's bioluminescent, it's sparkly, it's people have seen it in different ways. Sometimes it's like a deep purple or indigo, other times it's more sparkly, like 4th of July sparklers, like, that kind of thing. This last time in November in Teotihuacan, we were able to go under one of the pyramids that we had never gone under before. And, there is the long canal and then the opening, and that's what the pyramid was built over those healing caves. And we were able to go in those caves. It was at night because you have to go undercover. And then all the light is extinguished, and then all the light that we could see in the dark. It was very magical. Very magical. Yeah. So beautiful. Okay. All right. Lovely. Okay. So I'm going to stop the recording now, unless anybody else.
I have one thing to say that
Okay. Deborah.
I so resonate with the pictures of the magical universe. And I have had occasion to spend some time this past year. We have a hot tub in our backyard, and I set it up so that I can float and look at the stars or observe the full moon. And I feel almost a string of family, a string of connection. And it's one of the most powerful healing things I've ever found. So maybe you see when you look in the stars.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right. And Lee.
Thank you. I think it's crazy that last Tuesday I was supposed to start a new job with the company that I'm working for now, leading a cloud integration project for NASA climate science teams to move their data from all the old systems up to the cloud. And something happened this weekend that just about prevented that. So I'm really, really grateful to be here. Grateful for all your gratitude, because we're going to keep those images coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to keep them coming, and we're going to keep them in a place where you can get to them easy.
Good.
For perpetuity, for our children's children's children to study someday.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Robin. Oh,
Beautiful. Ah, yeah, great. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this recording. Here we go.